welcome back everybody, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be canning some salsa. I'm going to be doing two different recipes. The first recipe comes from one of Doug's buddies at work and his wife. There's a lot of good recipes passed down around here, and we've had this one and it's really good. Okay, I've got my frozen tomatoes here. I've just let them set and thaw overnight, and then I put some water down in here this morning. And one reason I do this is I put the tomatoes in the freezer until I've got time. Everything else is coming in the garden at the same time, so I'm able to freeze these. And also, when I'm doing salsa like this, you have to peel tomatoes. So when these thaw, the peelings come right off. You don't have to do the boiling water. This is just a lot quicker, and you don't have to blanch the tomatoes. Nope, they come right off. Some of these are still a little frozen, but I will be cooking the salsa. Let's see, they just come right off. I'm going to give my peels to the chickens, but you could dehydrate the peels and make tomato powder. It's kind of like you can make tomato paste with it, with the tomato powder. But I've got some, so I'm going to give these to the chickens. I'm going to get all these peeled and then start chopping them up. Now I'm just going to chop these up, just whatever size you want. I would normally not even peel these and heat them up a little bit and then run them through my food mill. The Victoria food mill. It has a salsa attachment, but I wanted it a little bit more chunky this year, so we're just going to cut them up. It won't take long. Okay, we've got the 4 cups of tomatoes. Sorry guys, I had to turn on the fan. It's getting hot. Now on to the next step. Okay, I chopped in my food processor 4 cups of peppers. You can use any kind of peppers you want. If you want all hot, half hot. We did put 1 little hot pepper in here. We're not big on spice, so we did that. And then I cut up 3/4 of a cup of chopped onion in my food processor, and I have here 2 cloves of minced garlic. Now with the peppers and onion, you can use any pepper you want as long as it don't go over the 4 cups, and you don't want to go over your onions. These are low acid foods, and the vinegar in this is going to make it a high acid food, but you do not want to go over the amount. Okay, we got our 4 cups of tomatoes. Get that out in a minute. We've got our peppers, onions, and garlic. Then we're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. Two and a half cups of red wine vinegar. 1 can of tomato paste. I'll have to put this in when I put the camera down. Okay, I'm going to mix this all up. Bring it up to a boil, and I'm going to cook it for 25 minutes. And then we'll can it up. The vinegar, you want to make sure, I'm sure you could use any other kind of vinegar you want. Just make sure it's 5% acidity. I checked on the bottle of the red wine vinegar and it's 5%, so just make sure it's 5%. We'll be back when we get ready to jar it up. Okay, it's full for 25 minutes. Now we're going to jar it up. Want it to a 1/2 inch of headspace. Got too much in that one. Okay. Want to debubble. Check my headspace again. A little bit more in there. Then we'll wipe the rim of the jar. Put on a lid and a ring. Fingertip tight. And we'll put it in the canner. Now we'll get the rest jarred up. Okay, we've got 6 jars. Some of them's 1/2 pints. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil and I'm gonna process it for 20 minutes. The recipe says to do a pressure canner at your altitude for 5 minutes, but with the vinegar and all, I'm comfortable with it being water bath canned. Okay, we'll see you when they come out. There you go, out of the canner. Now on to the next recipe. The recipe is going to be in this book, the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving, and be on page 207, Zesty Salsa. And I'm going to change one thing on here. This calls for 1 1/4 cup of cider vinegar. I'm going to be using lemon juice instead. And you can substitute lemon juice for vinegar, but you can't substitute vinegar for lemon juice in a recipe, in the Canon recipes. And I won't be adding cilantro, I don't have any, or hot pepper sauce. Okay, it calls for 10 cups of peeled tomatoes chopped up, 5 cups of green peppers. It also calls for 2 1/2 cups of seeded chili peppers or hot banana peppers, Hungarian wax, jalapeno. I'm just going to be doing all sweet peppers, so I need 7 1/2 cups of sweet peppers, 5 cups of chopped onions. Then we're going to need the cider vinegar or lemon juice, 1 1/4 cups. There's 3 cloves of garlic minced in here. and it calls for cilantro. I don't have that, so I'm gonna leave that out. 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of hot pepper sauce is optional. I'm not going to be using that. So I'm going to put all this in a pot and bring it up to a boil and boil it for 10 minutes. Okay, got it all mixed up. I'm going to let this boil for 10 minutes. It says bring to a boil and then reduce the heat and boil gently. Stir frequently until slightly thickened, about 10 minutes. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, let's jar it up just like the other. It's going to be a 1/2 inch of headspace. Okay, we got 9 jars and a little bit in another jar. We'll just have tacos for supper in a day or two and use that. When this comes to a boil, I'm going to process it for 20 minutes and then we'll see you when it comes out. And there you have it. Some jars of salsa to go on the shelf. I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a blessed day and come back and see us.